So this is part 2, straightening. So as with trimming, excessively does not do you any good. Excessive straightening on natural hair, while it may be able to withstand it, your hair may continue to be long. Straightening your hair regularly, just remember it's going to be a lot of wear and tear on your hair. On the day of, in preparation for it, you want to give it a nice moisture boost. So either on the day of or the day before, I recommend that you do a nice deep condition and really get some moisture in here. You're going to be putting a lot of heat on your hair and drying it out with the blow dryer and the flat iron excessively or very fast. So you would do very well to give it that deep condition. Please use a heat protectant. You know, a heat protectant is designed to serve as a thermal base, you know, on the top of your hair. Your hair is going to receive that heat, but what the heat protectant does is it serves as a way to conduct the heat to your hair that's a little safer. So it's not so much of a scorching to your hair. And just like when you are going out in the wintertime and you wear your thermal underneath your regular clothes, you're going to be a little bit warmer. You're going to have that protection. Do that for yourself. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your beautiful hair to give it some layer of protection. And if it's a concern that, you know, the products make your hair greasy or weigh it down, maybe try, you know, a different product. But there are products that work. I'll show you what I use on my hair. As you can see, it's clearly it's not laid down. And by the way, this is day 4. It was a little shinier, and it still has some shine to it, and it still has, you know, some good bounce. It's, you know, still bouncy and stuff. You know, these are the products that I used, and they work well for me. Let the fun begin. The first layer of heat protection is Aveda Brilliant Damage Control. It's very light and liquidy, very much like water. The second layer of heat protection is Aveda Smooth Infusion Glossing Straightener. It's also light, but more of a creamy consistency like a lotion. The third layer of heat protection is the Moroccan oil treatment, the serum. It can be applied to either wet or dry hair because it will not cause the hair to revert. However, in order to keep the hair nice and light and fluffy, she applies it to the wet hair. Now, ideally what you want to do, according to how dense the hair is or how well your hair absorbs moisture, you want to really apply these heat protectants in small sections to make sure you have full, thorough coverage along all of your hair. Ideally, this is the size of the section you want to apply your product to ensure full coverage. And so the fourth and final product is the olive oil nourishing sheen spray. She's applying it first to the boar bristle brush and then onto my hair, and while my hair is wet, and then later on you'll notice she does the same thing when my hair is fully dry and actually straight. So now let's talk about this blow dry technique. You can do this either with the boar bristle brush or if you need to use a pick attachment on your blow dryer. But notice the technique or the approach is the same. The bottom section of my hair is, the hair strands themselves are thick, so they're coarse, but it's a very normal porosity, so it absorbs moisture and holds moisture really well, and it's a looser texture, so it's easy to blow dry this section from the root all the way to the ends. The center crown section of my hair is very dense, very thick. These hairs are not as coarse as the hairs below it, but because this is very low porosity and the curl pattern is much tighter, we have to blow dry from the ends first and then work our way up to the root to finish off with a nice smooth blow dry. And the key for a smooth blow dry is always to have that tension. You gotta keep the hair tense. So all of this that my hair is going through right now is a lot of wear and tear. I just want to remind you, it looks really beautiful. I love it. But because I know all that brush is going through my hair, all that heat is going on my hair, this is something I will only do 3 times a year. Wow, all that hair. We're more centered. And now on to flat iron. And fairly small sections. And here we are, pass number 1. And then together. Number 2, number 3, number 4, and together again, number 5. That was 5 passes on that small section right there. I thought I would be able to enjoy my dinner and be at an angle where you can see it from the side, but that didn't work. So I'm just gonna go through this in fast mode so you can just see it taking place. But essentially there were 6 passes on each small section. That's a lot of passes to me. It's a lot of heat in order to accomplish that silky look that is achieved. And so again, like I said, I would only do this twice a year, the flat iron just twice a year. Please know I did straighten my hair, but I only do this 3 times a year. I only straighten my hair 3 times a year when I get my ends trimmed. It's the only time I straighten my hair. And so for that matter, I'm very cautious of potential to heat damage. Heat damage is a real thing. I believe that, excessively straightening your hair and blow drying your hair could potentially lead to excessive, heat damage that would not be good for your hair. So I do not do this often, only 3 times a year. And of those 3 times, only twice do I flat iron because it's in March and November that I will wear my hair straight. But in July, those are the 3 months that I straighten my hair because those are the 3 months that I get my ends trimmed. This is part 2 of the other video where I explain that. So yeah, in July, because it's too hot, I tend to just put my hair back up and wear it curly. So I would not encourage routinely straightening your hair. I know there are some people who do it during the winter months. Either way, I'm not one of them. So please understand, when you look at my hair and you understand that it's been straightened, just know that I only do this 3 times a year, only 3 times a year. And then lastly, what I like to do is at the end of the week, when I've worn my hair straight, before I wash my hair, I apply a protein treatment directly on the straight hair. And I do it for 2 reasons: to help to restore some of the properties that are in the hair naturally, that I mix into my do-it-yourself protein treatment. And then second, when you put the protein treatment on curly hair, it's a little bit more challenging, so it goes on very well on straight hair. I prefer to put it on straight hair, but absolutely, because of all the stress and the trauma and the potential damage that my hair has gone through, I like to do the protein treatment before I wash my hair. So when I put the protein treatment on, I apply it on my straight hair. I put a heat cap on, or processing cap on, and I sit under the hooded dryer for about 30 minutes before I wash and condition my hair. So that about does it for me with straightening natural hair on my hair, which I only do 3 times a year. And I'd love to hear about your own experience with straightening your natural hair. Have any of you ever experienced any heat damage? Are you recovering from that? Are any of you in particular hesitant to straighten your natural hair, which I can completely relate to or understand? As you know, I'm very low maintenance and very low manipulation, and I avoid heat styling throughout the year. It's the only time I use heat on my hair, except for, of course, deep conditioning. So if you are concerned about straightening natural hair, or you have questions about products or anything like that, please hit me up on the comment section down below. I'd love to be in contact with you. And until then, wish you all well, and may you continue to embrace natural beauty.